All right, can I ask another question?
Let's go for it.
What about the gold chains?
Have you ever had a question you wanted to ask the opposite race but you were too nervous to ask?
I'm Turner Sparks.
And I'm Phil Duckett.
And this is Black and White Advice.
Where we answer all your questions about race, even the scary ones.
This is Black and White Advice.
You've got a question but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message cause they're up to the task. They're rolling the dice, they ain't always nice, but you can't think twice when giving black and white advice. Black and white advice.
All right, everybody, welcome to Black and White Advice. I'm Turner Sparks.
And it's the real deal, Phil the 3-0. What's up, baby?
And we got Joe, the Muscle Russell.
Joe the Muscle Russell.
Producing the show. And on the show today, we got the great Tara Cannistraci. Welcome to the show. You're on the Bronx Barbie tour right now.
So, yep, yes, I am. Bronx
Across
Barbie
the
tour.
United States of America and Canada?
And Canada.
Look at that. Your social media, I've learned more about the Italian culture and the Bronx culture through your social media than I ever did in school.
I'm a representative of my people.
So that's why we have you on today. So Tara's going to be answering questions, anything we want to know about Italians and I guess the Bronx. But before that, we have your Black and White Advice questions coming up soon, everybody. But before all that, Patreon. We are now launching our Patreon.
We're live, baby.
This is our 10th episode. We've done 10. You've got enough stuff for free. Now it's time to pay up.
Pay the fuck up, you cheapskates.
So what we're going to do, you're going to get episodes before they drop. You're going to get them. Patreon subscribers are going to get them all first, and then they'll be live to everyone a few days later. Plus, at the end of every episode, starting today, we're going to save one question, maybe two questions that are going to be Patreon only. So the show's going to end, and then we're going to say, hey, if you want more, go to our Patreon. And
a little secret, Turner doesn't even know this, you get a free link to my OnlyFans feet page.
Oh, Phil's feet.
Yeah, baby. All the bunions.
So we're doing this show for free. We're in my home right now. We need to get a studio. We need to get a permanent studio.
We do, because it's hot. It's hot as hell. It's
It is
tight.
a little hot in here.
Yeah, and it's tight. It's like we have no space. I don't know if this comes through, but there's a door right behind us. My wife's trying to watch TV in the other room. We got to get out of here.
We do a good job with production. People really have asked me, like, so how do you afford the studio? I'm like, studio.
We're squeezing into a closet right now.
We're Harry Potter.
The only way we can get out is if you go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Black and White Advice. So do that now, everybody. And anybody who joins this week, we'll give you a shout out at the beginning of next week's episode. That's pretty good.
Let's get into it.
Do Italians consider themselves white?
No.
No.
I'm sorry.
In current day, because everything's changing so fast now.
So I talk about this on stage and I joke about it.
Oh,
but
you do?
in reality, I just had a whole thing. I just did. Josh Wolf just sang a song. We wrote a song and he said, I never toured with an Italian before. She says she's not white. She says she's a Moor. So that's basically.
The Moors.
That's
Moors.
amore.
No. That ain't the same thing. No.
Ain't the same thing.
That was an A for effort.
No, it's the Moors from the Seinfeld episode. The Moops and the Moors, right?
The black Africans?
The Bubble
Yes,
Boy.
the North
Girl,
Africans.
You know what's crazy? And I'm sorry, I'm going to let you get into it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're talking about this because I think one of my biggest pet peeves is I meet a lot of people in comedy, and every time I meet an Italian, they always like, I'm not white, I'm Italian. And I'm like, first of all, you're not. Simply like, I'm from Sicily. We're the niggas of Italy. I said, shut the fuck. Don't ever say that shit to me.
Well, I'm from
that literally
Sicily,
said that.
and I don't say that. But
Oh, okay. That's
what
what I
I
heard.
will say is we hate Italians. So you already said it wrong.
You don't like Italians?
No, the
Italians. You can't say Italians.
Why not?
The pronunciation is very
it's-
southern.
Yeah.
I say Italians, and I say Arabs.
Yeah, I know. Italians.
Okay, it's Italian.
But it's true because obviously Sicilians say that because
Hard
in the
eye.
11th century, Sicily was invaded by the Moors, which were North African. When you do my DNA, it will say I'm 15% North African. When you do like the 23andMe, so it's like that. But that's not what I'm saying. That's not why I'm saying. I'm not taking my 15%, right?
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is that like for me, like Turner, I love you, but
Yes.
you're a white guy.
Yes.
You are a white.
100%.
You're a white guy. So I'm Italian.
I don't take that as a negative.
I may no. I mean,
You mean
no,
we're
I'm
not the
kidding.
same.
Right, but
Yeah.
I'm Italian. I have to check the Caucasian box, right? They don't give me the European box or whatever, European American. I don't get to check that box. I check Caucasian, but I'm not white. Like, Italians are definitely not just white. I remember I was on the road with Miss Pat, and we were driving, and she was like, oh, wait, I forgot, because, like, I must have had, like, a certain music on, and I was talking a certain way, and she was like, oh, I forgot you're not white, you're Italian.
You know Miss Pat?
And I was like, yes. I was like, you get it, Miss. Like, I'm Italian. And she even said, she made a distinction. She goes, oh, I forgot you're not white. That's right, you're Italian.
So at Italian Christmas, do you talk about white people? Like, oh, I was talking to this white guy, and he was saying
No,
this.
I say it on stage. Like, I'm like, I have my white friend. You know, I have a white friend. You know, I have one. Here he is. And
so who's a white? A white would be someone like a WASP, like white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
like, just like, oh, yes, that's like a white
that
person.
would
Like,
be me.
like, we're Italian.
Families from England.
We're ethnic. So I just feel like we think differently. We're just a different breed of people that,
Yes.
I mean, that don't fall into the, like, I'm not white. Like, you know, that's the only way I can describe it. I may be
It's
white,
like, I think
but I'm
Irish
not
people
white.
think the same, don't they? Or maybe they used
Irish
to.
are white.
Yeah.
Ooh, but they don't. I don't think they consider themselves.
Well, white people don't never want to be considered white until they need to be considered white.
I mean, trust me. When you fill out now any type of, you have to fill in the bubble of your race,
Yeah.
whatever. They'll say, "Are you can fill out white, black, whatever," and then you put white, and then they give you one last out, and they go, "Well, are you white, but maybe Latino?" And then you have to put no.
But that's different.
And then
White and Latino.
that's
But
like the
Irish
doctors
is
are-
That's
white,
completely
white.
different.
Yeah, that's
white.
totally
Like,
different.
I see Caucasian on the list. The other day, I did see on a doctor's thing, it said European, and I just checked it, and I'm like, I don't know.
That was an option.
It was an option. I've
But
never
isn't that
seen
all?
it. I
That's all
screenshotted it.
whites. Like my family's from England. If you want to go back 400
Right.
years, so then would I be European?
No, you're
I
pure.
mean, you're.
But that's.
You're
I
Hitler's wet
Do you know
dream.
what I mean? If European's an option, then now everybody's in.
But like when I say it on stage, I'm like,
I like it.
I have. Italian women aren't we? We're different, right?
Yeah.
Than white women, and then you get a little. I get a little pushback. Like I did a. Don't get me wrong. If I post it online, Italian people are like, I'm white. Some of them will like.
Oh, they'll buck on you. They're like, I'm definitely white.
They'll get
Because
offended.
they don't fuck with the Mullions.
But no, see, I don't use that word either.
I don't even know what that word means.
It means
That's-
eggplant.
it
That's what
means-
Italian people
right.
use for
So,
black people.
It's right. Well, moulignan is like eggplant.
Yeah.
But it's used as
Tony
a
Soprano said it all
derogatory
the
term.
time.
Yes. So I started. So this is how I even became popular online. Because Lord knows I had no social
You're
media
extremely
presence.
popular online.
But I became popular because one day I got sentimental about being an Italian from the Bronx and words and phrases that I heard growing up in my New York Italian neighborhood. So I grabbed my phone. I went like this. I started saying the words. I posted it. My husband came home. I go, was that video I posted stupid? He goes, yeah. I go, shit, let me take it down. I went to go take it down. It had like 300,000 views. People started coming to my shows just because I said the words.
So
Mullion?
that's the difference.
No.
Oh, what? People started coming and I got real racist. They were like, that's my type of lady.
But people did write that under the comments, and I always ignored it. Because they were like, say it. And I'm like, no, because I
The
was never my
Genovese crime family
terminology.
shows up.
Gigante's
But
daughter.
here's my thing. See how we're making
Crazy
fun
Joe
of it?
Gallo.
I feel like Italians are the only ones you can make fun of to this day, and we're still good sports about it. Like, you can't say, like, I had a booker say to me, like, oh, I'll call you when I'm doing an Italian night. Put any other race in his mouth, and
No.
nobody's
They
getting
always
away
say,
with
they're
it.
like, dude, we have a really good urban night you should go to.
they
Oh,
just-
yeah?
they just
yeah.
slightly
I'm like,
change
just
the
call
word.
me.
Chocolate
Right.
Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
we
like-
got nigga comedy tonight.
I'm like, Italian comedy? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
they hit you with the
Yeah.
urban because they think it's politically correct. I'm
Right.
like, that's
Right.
even worse.
Right. Or you actually insulted me
Yeah,
more
it's
just
actually
now.
worse. I'm like, I'm actually
offended
from
that
South
you try
Carolina.
to be proper about
Right,
it.
I'm from South Carolina. There's nothing urban about me, sir.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no,
Urban. You're from the
Urban.
suburbs.
yeah.
still not urban. It's
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's
That's
rural,
urban
yeah,
is
it's rural
like
suburbia.
Center City.
But he's like, we got a really good urban night. You should
That's-
check out. I'm
that's
like, why
great.
don't I just start rapping?
Right.
I
Let me
think
drop
that's
these beats here. Okay.
I think that's the answer though, because I don't think I could get it like look into my phone and be like, here's some British American words or whatever. You know what I mean? If we're trying to figure out who's white and who's not, I think the white guy is the person who there is no subset.
right.
There's no like subculture
No.
of just white guy.
Well,
Like,
white
you're
doesn't
like-
really have a culture. Y'all just steal everybody else's culture and make it your own.
Oh.
I disagree.
Too soon? What is white culture that y'all
We
didn't
already
take?
said it's not washing towels that often.
So all the negative shit is white culture. I mean, like, what are cool things that white people have that they created on your own? And I don't know.
On our own? I didn't know we have to go on our own.
Exactly. You
I was
take
gonna
it from
say
other cool
Elvis.
shit.
I was gonna say Eminem.
Elvis stole from us.
No, that's all original. Jesus Christ. Who else?
Jesus Christ. Everybody know Jesus is black,
Yeah,
Turner.
come on.
Come on now. They don't make no light-skinned niggas over there.
Who else? No, I can't think of other white
Exactly.
people.
But it's all right. I just wanted to know.
Like for Thanksgiving this year, I was like, we're gonna do white Thanksgiving. Meaning like I was gonna make no pasta.
So it's a lot of casseroles.
No, just turkey and like sides and things like that. I'm like, I'm not doing ravioli. I'm not doing,
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was literally just telling Turner about my white Thanksgiving experience this
You had a
year.
white Thanksgiving?
Well, my baby mom was white, so I went up to
Okay.
see her family and see
She
my daughter.
Italian?
No, obviously not.
They're Norwegian, so it's premium white.
So, yeah, you got
And
it.
when I tell you it was so many casseroles, it was so many casseroles. And I actually asked Turner about this. I don't want to jump the gun and go.
No, go ahead.
So, because we have a question about this, somebody actually asked about it, which was like, oh my God, I got it. White people, this casserole shit has gotten out of control. Like Italian people can cook.
Right.
They cook. I mean, I'll tell you, I'll go to an Italian person's house any day of the week because
Yes.
I'm telling you, they don't know small meals.
Right.
It's always a 3-course. We got motherfucking calamari, motherfucking pasta, bruschetta. Like, it's like, dog, this
There's
is
always
a Tuesday.
a grandma that's just stirring a pot.
Oh,
call
making
her Nonna.
handmade
That's
fucking
Nonna.
What's
Nonna.
that?
Nonna,
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's there just for eternity. You come
Yeah.
in any time of day, right? And there's a
Yeah.
grandma. Like, what is it? Is it Casino where they show up at like 6 a.m.?
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
After
I
they
just
go-
wanted-
yeah. That's Martin Fun fact, that's Martin Scorsese's
Real
mom.
grandma.
Is it?
Oh, real
His
mom.
mother, and that was not scripted.
Yeah, she really
She just
did that.
happened to be there?
No, he put her in and
Okay.
just said, do what you would do, Mom, when you're talking to us.
Yeah.
And that's all those things she said. Oh, why can't you find a nice girl? And
Yeah,
this and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You want some
That
food? I'm
was-
gonna cook
yeah,
some food.
Right.
And she's very pushy with the food. She
Yeah.
wants everyone to eat.
That's how we really are.
Every
We're-
Italian house I've been to,
That's
there's
not. I've never had a white person push food on me.
Oh, they do. It's normally like quinoa and like crackers. It's always some bullshit. And they're like, we have this new bird seed you can try. But
Well,
like,
so the casserole thing, let's just get into it now.
Let's do it.
You were saying that you went to was it your first white Thanksgiving?
first thoroughly white Thanksgiving.
Thoroughly
I've been to
white
things
through and through.
Through and through.
Yeah,
through.
and there was too many casseroles.
It was a lot of casseroles. And I was
What
like,
did you bring? Did you bring something that?
I don't need to bring. I brought the daughter. All right.
Okay.
I brought I brought them their grandchild. That's what I brought. So, but I think I was asking her. I said, "What is it?" I was like, because a lot of these dishes could stand alone. Like green bean don't need a casserole. You
Right.
just have green beans.
Right.
But I feel like white people don't know how to fucking cook, so they got a casserole because they can hide the bullshit within all. Because it's gonna be whatever. It's gonna be a can of cream of mushroom soup spluttered on anything, and they're like, "This is the casserole."
That's 100% true.
Yeah, you don't have to cook
So
shit.
my wife's Chinese, so it's Chinese food all the time. And she was saying, we were just at Thanksgiving, and she was saying that with Chinese food, you can look at it, you know what it is. You go, that's a duck, that's a chicken. It looks like a duck, it looks like a chicken. Even if it's brain, even if it's pig brain, it looks like a pig brain. Casserole, it's just everything mixed in.
Mixed in.
But I think you got the answer right. The question is, why do white people eat so many casseroles? I think it's because it's the easiest thing.
Easiest thing. And
It's
if we
just-
fuck it up,
it's,
Right.
it's a whatever's left, you mix it together. But doesn't every culture have a whatever's left, you mix it together type thing?
Yeah, we call it like a mishkalans, or we have like terms for it.
What's
say
that?
it again.
Like a
mishkalans?
mishkalans, like you put everything together. John
Because
Both,
when
we
we-
say John Both, like you put everything in the.
But they can actually cook. So whatever it is
Well, I was
they're
gonna
putting
say
together.
when we put
it's-
whatever, it means whatever's in the cans.
Yeah.
Right, no, we're
and
putting
just
like
dump,
mixed
dump,
meals.
dump,
Like I'm like,
and then
oh, I
mix.
got you a little bit of this. No, we
then
don't
they
do that.
microwave
real
it.
food.
It's like homemade food that we made that we like could blend together that can go well together.
Yes.
Like if I'm making eggs the next morning, I'll take some of the sausage and the peppers and the other things
So
that
you're
I was
starting with
making.
better
and,
ingredients.
Automatically.
it's-
Everything's fresh.
everything's, we're
like that.
you can't take our food from us.
No.
And I think that's what makes us very well. First of all, we're loud. We're very passionate. We're very opinionated. We're very much about food, family. So it's like my big fat Greek wedding. How it related to it. I'm not Greek, but I definitely related to that side of the family more than the intimate dinner with the bunk cake. Like my mother wouldn't know what a bunk cake
Yeah.
is. Like it's just not in our culture.
Which is why I never understood when certain Italian people didn't fuck with black people, called them the Mulians. I'm like, we are so I didn't even know about the Moor shit. But y'all can cook your ass off. You beat your kids.
Well, when I started doing like My Italian Mom, I did a series called My Italian Mom, where the majority of the people that related to me the most were black.
Yeah.
And they were like, I love this but it was very New York. I did my New York Italian Mom.
Yes.
So what I think too with Italians is, especially if they're from New York, it was definitely more of an urban growing up that
You
we
can do the
had.
urban nights. Phil,
I
recommend her
I
next
do
time
it. I
you
used to
guys
do
do
the
that.
I'm
urban
saying-
nights. Are you kidding? I was like the acceptable white girl on them because I really wasn't, because I was Italian.
I know
And
it.
from the Bronx, I had street cred.
Yeah.
I know an Italian lady from the Bronx, Adrian Appalucci's mama.
That's one of my.
She is a beast and destroy every black room I've ever done with her.
Yes, I did shows with Debbie Baza.
Yeah,
Yes.
Debbie Baza destroys black
Yes.
rooms. And she is Adrian Appalucci's mom. I didn't know that till years later.
Yeah.
And I was like, this white lady be killed. She's like, yeah, that's my fucking mom.
Adrian Lappalucci's mom is a
Debbie
comedian?
Baza.
Yes,
Debbie
Debbie
Baza, the
Baza.
comedian.
No way.
Yes.
Yes.
And Debbie
I did
does
so
all
many
black
shows
rooms.
with. It was me and Debbie were like the white girls on the show, but not really, because she was Italian from
Yeah.
the Bronx and I was Italian from the Bronx, so we were acceptable.
Black people
at that.
love Debbie Baza, bro. Yeah, trust me. I was gonna say that's why I was so like, wow.
Yeah.
It makes
so
sense.
So for that, it's like, so when I do New York Italian things, it's majority of my audience is like black for that.
Amazing.
Because it's so similar to their moms.
All right, can I ask another question?
Let's go for it.
What about the gold chains?
That's an Italian American thing.
Is that?
It's not.
Because I have a
yeah.
nephew. My nephew is he started wearing a lot of cologne and gold chains,
Is
and I
he-
had to ask my brother. It's my brother's son. I said, "Does your wife happen to be Italian?" He said, "She's half." And I said, "Okay."
It's coming out. It's coming out.
I
in
think
the chains
he's
and the
now
cologne.
15.
I love the
That's
chains.
like Brett Ernst and Paul Verzi had Chains Out was their comedy thing, because, and I always, it's like a thing in Italian American.
Where does it
thing.
come from? Is it because initially it had a cross?
Jewelry, yeah, that's just, it's part of the culture too.
And that's why I love y'all, because
but-
y'all be icy
yeah, we
than a
we
bitch.
bling, we
And,
bling.
and when
Yeah.
I make it, I've always said that I said I'm gonna have a nice Rolex and I'm gonna have a pinky ring. I'm
my,
been saving
my,
for a pinky ring.
I want a pinky ring. My
I'm
my
definitely getting a pinky
grandfather
ring.
has a pinky ring. My father has
My
a
grandfather
pinky
had a
ring.
pinky ring too.
What's with the pinky ring?
It's Italian. It's
It's
just culture.
acceptable for a guy, you know, like when he gets dressed up. You gotta wear the pinky
And
Oh,
ring.
then
it's like a gold watch. It's the same as a watch.
Yeah.
So we got the
Yeah,
pinky
you gotta
ring
put the
show.
pinky out.
So
Pinky
you
out.
always know that
Like
I got
when
money.
I do the espresso, like if I'm gonna take this drink and I'm a man, I'm like this.
Yeah.
The pinky's out.
Yeah. Fuck's going on?
See, but that's what Italian men can do so well. Is so in I'm gonna say white culture.
If you had a pinky ring on right
would
now,
not-
I'd
It would be
be like,
disgusting. He'd be a
I'd
predator.
be like, what is what?
That's my point.
Predator
Don't
behavior.
be by schools. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Well, and then also cologne. There's something about because it was initially perfume sounds very feminine, but when you call it cologne,
Here's the thing. It's
boom.
a sense. It's just a sense of pride and appearance too. It's like, I think it's like, this is, we want to look good, smell good. We care about how we're represented.
Yes.
So it's about vanity, really.
I like that because that's what black
And I
people
think
are
not
about.
black
against
people,
it.
that's what it, black
Yeah.
and Italians, it's just so similar.
Yeah,
in
we gonna
so
put
many
that shit
different
on. When
ways
it's time
and
to
culture,
step
right?
out, I gotta
We're
be the
stepping
cleanest.
out,
I gotta
right?
be
We're
the
not
cleanest,
like,
yeah.
when people come to my shows, they are dressed. My Italian, if I'm doing a show and the majority of my audience is gonna be Italian and black right now, they are getting dressed up to see me.
Yeah.
do you dress up on stage
I don't, but I
at all?
I'm in
but
sweats.
but I do, like, I mean, I'm definitely manicured. Like, there's everything about me. My hair will be done, my makeup will be done. I'll be dressed, fitted clothes always. If I'm doing a theater, I'm in black pants and a nice
Oh,
shirt.
so yes. So the answer is yes.
to a certain degree. But like, I'm not in sweats
Well, I don't-
headlining a show.
I've never been able to the like sweatpants on stage. I don't know. I feel like I need to dress nice on stage.
I want to feel good. I want to
I know
look
that
good.
that's
Depends
not-
on the
not
night.
everyone-
But I do like these. Like, I would wear this on stage. Like,
Headline-
into the city to
headlining.
do a spot,
Even if
I'd
I
be
was
casual.
headlining, even if I was headliner, if it was a Tuesday, I'm coming in a fucking Nike sweatsuit.
Yeah, because he's black.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Now we're doing the
Big
show.
facts, Big facts. Big facts. Because here's the thing. My drip is different. I don't need a $300,000
Yeah.
suit on to make me look good. I can put on a Nike tech suit with my chain
mean-
and my
But
watch.
what if your
And
audience?
this green hoodie and
Come
these
on
black
now.
sweatpants, I
Come
go
on.
rocking on a Tuesday at a New York club.
Yes, for
no,
sure.
no, but I mean headline. I mean headlining on the road. Because if the audience is all dressed in suits, as you're saying,
Yeah, I'm
and
not
then
going to
you're
be in
not.
this outfit.
Don't you wanna-
I'm not going to be
It
in
just
a
goes to
suit.
show that y'all are further than me in my career. I don't get too many. I don't get too many headlining gigs on Tuesday, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, Tuesdays in the city doing a spot, I'm dressed like this.
Okay.
But like
Yeah.
a weekend, even on weekend shows, I dress. even in the city. Like during the week, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'll literally wear
Me
an
neither.
undershirt and some
Yeah.
sweats and do
I've
it.
done hair in a bun, hoodie.
But weekends,
Sweats.
I know it's a big crowd. I'm gonna put something on.
Same. Okay, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I want to know. So, have you found your Chris Montesanti yet?
What I mean from The Sopranos, but what do you
Have
mean?
you found your Italian lover? Like, are you married?
Oh, so I have a thing where I never really liked dating Italian guys. Was my whole thing.
Really?
But then I ended up marrying one.
Hey.
So you didn't even date him. You just said, "Fuck it, let's go."
I was like, no, it was, I was 30, 42, 1 ovary. It was like, he's it. He's 6 foot. He had good hair. He had health insurance. I was like, well,
checked all the boxes.
46,
No.
you said? 4 years older?
I was 42. No, I dated Italian guys. I talk about it on stage. But I've always dated different. Like I never had one type. Like I wasn't like I only date Italian guys.
Yeah.
This was a question we asked last week. Outside of Italian, what would your family be most comfortable with you dating outside of your race? None of them.
No, I don't. I've dated everybody. I guess somebody ethnic. Like maybe they'd be more comfortable if somebody was like Greek or Spanish or like
Egyptian.
Yeah, like
Does neighborhood matter? Like if you're from the Bronx, if they're from Queens, is that out?
No, that means they got money if they're from
would,
Queens.
no, borough people.
What's the
relate.
hierarchy of the boroughs?
Here's the thing: it's like you have to relate to somebody, but I don't. But it makes it easier. Like if you know somebody's lingo and language, and you're not breaking every barrier. You're raised pretty much the same. That makes it's an easier foundation for a relationship.
If you're from the Bronx, I've never talked to anybody about this who grew up in New York City.
Okay.
Is there, like in Central South America or in Asia or whatever, there's a hierarchy among the different countries?
Yes.
Like that your family wants you to marry up a country but not down a country, whatever that is.
Okay.
Is there borough hierarchy?
I mean, other than the Bronx being the most superior borough.
Wow. That's how you know she lives in the Bronx. 'Cause that is something I've never heard.
Here's what I'll say. This is my take on the Bronx. It's the melting pot.
Okay.
It is the home, the creator of the probably one of the most culturally significant movements of our time. Hip hop started
In the Bronx.
It's to this day still hasn't really been gentrified, except for where you're coming
Thank God.
from.
That's the only reason I was
South
living there.
Bronx, right?
South Bronx. They tried to rename it Sobro. And
I know. Sobro
and
did not have-
they put a petition out saying, fuck no, I'm not even from here. I was like, it will not be called Sobro.
So here's my thing. You can go to anywhere in the world, and if you say, I'm from the Bronx, they know you're from New York. You're wearing a Yankee hat on. They wear those in Africa.
Yeah.
Like it's a different... They may only know Yankee Stadium or the Bronx Zoo, but they know the Bronx.
But this doesn't answer my question. This is just you bragging about the Bronx.
Oh, wait.
My
What was
question-
Can I try?
No.
What's the hierarchy?
No,
Give
it
us-
isn't. Like, if you... The only problem, like, I would have, or my family would have, like, Staten Island, you can't move all the way to Staten Island. Like,
Oh,
Staten
too far.
Island's, like... That's not even considered a borough when
So
you're from the Bronx.
I've heard that's trash. That's New Jersey.
Or if you're from the Bronx, it's like that's just like I got to cross the Verrazano Bridge on holidays. Like that would never
okay. So
exist.
it's more distance related.
It's a distance related.
Meanwhile, it's
thing.
all in the same city.
It's not like anybody thinks less of anybody else. I mean, I think the Bronx gets the worst rap,
They
Probably.
But
but
Bronx, Staten Island.
No,
That's
Staten
how I
Island
heard.
has the worst.
Staten Island has the worst rap,
Yeah,
and then the
yeah,
Bronx.
yeah.
From what I've heard from me just living here, people hold Queens and high subs in their life. You got money, you live in Queens. I'm like, not Jamaica, Queens.
I think if you're born in Manhattan, anyone who I meet who's born and grew up in Manhattan, I'm like, your parents, are they famous?
are they loaded?
Yeah.
Like,
But also her
how
Forest
much
Hills-
money do you have?
Forest Hills, Queens.
Forest
is
Hills
loaded,
is another
though.
level.
And it's
yeah.
loaded.
it's always the people who
That's where
they-
Tracy Carnazzo's from. Forest Hills.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where I grew up in Pelham Parkway, it was beautiful.
But
You're the last stop on the 6 train.
I was the
we're
beginning.
going
of the
very
Pelham-
local here.
That's too far.
Yeah.
All right, so these people are writing in questions. We'll be right back, everybody, with your black and white advice questions.
Hey, you want to get bonus content, early episodes, and have your questions answered on the show?
Well, then subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice and subscribe right now.
Do it, and we'll give you a shout out on a future episode.
And I might call you the N-word.
All right, we're back. Question number 1 comes from Luis in Miami, Florida. Luis says, I'm a Cuban guy in a white neighborhood. Why do white people put so much stuff in their front lawns around Christmas, like blow-up snowmen, giant Santas, and reindeer?
First of all, Cubano, you need to get into the Christmas spirit, all right? If you can afford it, you need to put some shit in your yard. It's Jesus' birthday,
I was gonna ask,
motherfucker.
does everyone put stuff? Is that just
We
only
put
a
what
white
we can
thing?
afford in our yard. And
Yeah.
everybody can't afford to make the
Jesus.
North Pole out of their front yard, but we do what we can. But you better put a reef or something. Hey, this nigga's an atheist. Fucking next question.
I think I'm curious as to Italian people, but we do go out to is it Bay Ridge? Bay Ridge.
for the lights. No, it's
Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, right?
it's some heights.
No, it's Bay Ridge. It's,
Dyker Heights. Thank you.
Dyker Heights.
Dyker
Excuse me.
Heights.
Dyker Heights. I think those are mostly Italian people.
They are.
In Dyker Heights.
Oh,
but the
my.
reason why I know, I do remember last year. So they have every city has one of these. It's that street where everyone goes nuts and has the lights and everything in their house or outside their house. But this is an entire neighborhood of Italian people. And I remember last year seeing a front yard with a giant statue size, like 3 stories high, Virgin Mary holding the Twin Towers. And I said, it's the most Italian American thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was an Italian house.
I mean-
Dyker Heights,
Are
we're
you
assuming.
stereotyping?
Yes.
I think I was
Yeah.
Well, I
stereotyping.
mean, if it was like
Yes.
we call it Mary on the half shell when she has that like
Mary
What
on
is
the
that?
half shell,
What is
like
that?
an oyster.
when she has like but she's in the bath something. It was Mary holding the Twin Towers
in one palm.
We're passionate people.
Where
like
was-
I've
where
said
was Jesus?
before. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Jesus.
Yeah,
in her
Jesus in the
hand.
No, Jesus, I think he was, I don't know, doing something else.
He was.
It was just a,
He was
a
in the
giant
manger.
Virgin Mary. Maybe he was in the
Yeah,
manger.
we do. We're big
She
with the
was
Virgin
more-
Mary. We put Virgin Mary in our backyards, in our lawns, in our front porches. If we don't even have grass, we'll like my father where he lives. It's on his cement, like his not deck, but like the front
Lawn?
whatever. Yeah, but it's not a lawn because he doesn't have one. It's just like stairs, like the little platform,
Kind of
a
a
stoop.
like a stoop, and then there's the Virgin Mary,
is
Mary
it-
on the half shell.
Wait, what does on the half shell mean?
It means he's in the manger. It's like an oyster.
No,
that's
no,
cracked
I'll
open.
show you.
Oh, it's got the white half a bathtub
Yeah.
around the.
Why a half a bathtub?
No, it's. I'll show you.
In case Mary.
That's how famous Jesus was. That people have his mom on the lawn.
Mary
Like
on the
imagine
half shell.
if your mom
These
people
things.
you're so famous people put your mom on the
It
lawn.
looks like
One
she's
day.
in like an
Oh,
oyster
that
almost.
is a half shell. I've seen that, but I only thought Puerto Ricans did that.
No, Italians too. Italians.
Y'all share culture with them.
That's another that's a very like.
Y'all could
ethnic-
be Puerto Rican, like the darker Italians.
Spanish, very similar. The way we cook, the candles, the
Both
prayers.
Catholic.
Yeah, they're very Catholic.
And is the Mary on the half shell year round?
Yeah, it's a year-round thing.
No, oh, really?
Yeah. See?
Oh, they don't take it
'Cause you're
down.
white.
I was
No,
thinking
we
it was
don't
only-
take.
I thought it was
Mary's
Christmas.
not
I
for
thought it was like a
Christmas.
Christmas
No,
tree.
Mary on the half shell's all year.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've always like Catholicism. I've always wondered why they prayed to the Mary. You know what I mean? Like as a Christian, we always pray to Jesus, God,
Sure.
Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Mary wasn't up in the mix. And if I went to Catholic school in 2nd grade, and there's a prayer to the
Yes,
Mother Mary, and I
because
was like,
she's the mother.
Why are you praying to this? She didn't have sex. God just put it in her.
Right.
She's just a regular ass white woman.
Well, was she white?
Oh, now she's Italian. Now Mary's Italian. Got it.
Well, if Jesus was black, then she would have been black too, right?
Well, Jesus was. I don't know if he was black, if he was more like dark skinned.
He was dark-skinned.
He was dark skinned because of the location.
Jerusalem. They don't make white
Jerusalem?
Jerusalems.
Well, he was Jewish.
Jerusalems?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalites?
Jerusalem. No, that's the Israelites. Nigga, don't confuse them. It's Jerusalems. But
Okay.
they didn't make them white, so they had to be. Which mean, but here's the thing: since God put it in her, Mary could have been just a cold ass white woman that had a black baby, and that's why Joseph had such a hard time
Well, and
accepting that was his baby. He was
Right.
like, "This black ass baby is mine."
And so then she was like, no, it's the son of
She was
God.
like, "Yeah," and he was like, "We
I
know
see.
a hoe and we see one."
All right, well, we just rewrote
and we're
the
all
Bible.
going to hell. Okay.
Yeah.
We're all going to hell.
All right, so the answer to that question is everyone does this.
Italians definitely are known for also being.
I mean, suburban white. Yeah, wait, no. White's the question. So
But those are like the ugly ones he's talking about. We do all the lights and everything else, like the big
he's talking
snowman
about the
and
blow
all
up
that.
snowman,
Yeah, I don't
like
do
at a
that
used
stuff.
car dealership.
Yeah, like a
with the guy with
SpongeBob,
the,
yeah.
Woo, that guy.
Yeah, no.
But you know what's crazy? Because my mom, growing up, we only had white lights, like just the white Christmas lights. That's
Yes.
the only type of lights.
Me
And
too,
I remember
only
as a
white.
kid, now as an adult, I'm like the white lights are by far the best.
Yes.
But as a kid, I'm like,
You wanted the
why
different
can't we do the
color ones,
rainbow? Like,
yeah.
and my mom said only Puerto Ricans and Mexicans do the different color.
I gotta
and
be
I was
honest.
like, what? And it is true though.
It's kind of stereotypically true.
It is.
It's a
And I thought she was
stereotype
being
because it's
racist.
fact.
They are better looking though.
My
As a
my
kid.
tree
No,
is
no,
up. My tree
they're
is
more
already
fun.
up.
Mine is too. Yeah,
When did you
white
put it
lights.
up?
I did it because of my tour schedule. I did it the Monday before Thanksgiving. But normally I do it like
Me too.
What do you normally do?
I would do it like the Friday after
After
the Monday.
Day after
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah,
I normally
day
do
after
it
No, that's what I
Thanksgiving.
thought, but
Yeah.
now it's like a month before.
No,
People are doing it all the time.
I do it because I like the fall decorations too. So
Okay.
I like to keep those up before the tree. Anyway.
All right, next question. This is Charles in Stamford, Connecticut. He says, I'm a black guy in an all-white work environment. Why do white people love the game Cornhole? And how can I get out of it when they try to make me play at work events?
First of all, don't even get out of that. Dominate the motherfuckers, all right? Because here's the thing. The reason why white people love cornhole is because the minorities have taken over anything athletic, all right? And white people still have to hold to some sense of power, and they dominate cornhole, okay? If you work at if you drive an 18-wheeler, work at a truck stop, you're the man, all right? Everybody knows that. Cornhole is a blue-collar sport, and it doesn't require athleticism. You can be 90 beers deep, smoke a crack, and you can still fucking shoot some cornhole. You can't do that in basketball. You can't do that in swimming. Like, we've taken over the athletic shit. White people still had to hold on to some sport that they could still be the top dominant
I'm gonna have to agree to him.
Yeah.
Agree with him.
I'm
on
going to
this
agree
one.
90%, except for the fact that when you say it's like a truck driver sport, isn't it frat kids?
No, it's grown to fraggle. Cornhole started in the fucking Midwest. I lived in Ohio. All the poor people, you could make your own cornhole. You just need 2 fucking pieces of fucking wood, cut holes in them, and then you just need to sew some beanbags together, and you got a game.
It's the cheapest sport.
Exactly.
I mean, I think
Get off the
beanbags
ground.
are the white guy sport. Like even hacky sack.
Hacky sack is white guy.
That's a white guy.
I think you might have known of. I didn't know about cornhole until probably like 6 years ago. I never even heard of it.
I went to grad school in Ohio, so they were playing cornhole like in 2014.
And those
I
are the
never
white
seen-
guys that would wear, like, their big joke was that they had a South Carolina Gamecocks hat
First of
on.
all,
and it
watch
said
your mouth. You know
Cox.
that's my team.
I know,
All right?
but
Go Cox.
Just go Cox was like
Yeah.
their big joke, and then they had kind of like the Bieber hair.
Yeah.
These are the cornhole people, right?
These are not the cornhole people. You're talking about cool white people that wear Gamecock shit. I'm talking about people
All right, we
who
disagree.
do their Christmas shopping at Walmart.
Right.
All right, they had to come up with a leisure activity.
No, I'm saying
for
I
themselves.
understand now. So I didn't even know they came up with it. I thought college kids came up with it.
Oh no, it grew into that. And
They
now it's
would-
on ESPN.
They culturally appropriated it from white people, which you don't see often.
How many
White
frat people
people-
are white people?
What?
Frat
White people
are-
took it off of white people.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. But it's
You
two
can't
different-
culturally appropriate your own shit.
You can have multiple cultures of the same race. You just said truck drivers got it stolen by college
It's
kids.
still white.
Yeah, they're white.
Yeah, but culturally,
It's still white.
no, they're not.
See,
No,
this
no,
is-
no,
this
they
is
are
a-
still
this
white.
is a white man defending his heritage right
No,
now.
they're still white. I'm not defending
Even
anything.
she's looking like
I'm observing.
Turner. It's just the white.
You don't
shit.
think that a truck driver white guy and a college kid with a Gamecocks hat are the exact same culture?
That's what we're saying. So how can
Well,
they steal it?
they're
from
white, but
Yeah.
they're not. Maybe a different They're a different culture.
Yeah,
I get
same
that.
race.
South
different
Carolina
culture.
trash and Ohio trash is still white trash.
But you're saying, okay, so you're saying the college kid who stole it's also is white trash?
Well, he's just doing better for himself. That's why he's in college.
Okay, I guess we disagree.
That's fine. I agree to. We'll let our fans talk about it. They'll know.
All right. So
Cornhole.
okay,
I
hold on.
think the black guy should become the best ever at cornhole. He should become the Jackie Cobbinson.
Oh, here he is.
Joe,
there he goes.
shut the fuck up. The Jackie Cobbinson is so fucking corny and ridiculous.
It is corny.
Pun intended.
But that's-
Holy shit, corny. Jackie
Oh man, that could be a new one for you on stage. by
We
the
are
way.
fighting for our life over here this episode. The Jackie Cobbinson.
Let's see what a fan says.
Oh my
Let's
God.
go.
So the question is, how do you get out of it?
Why get out of it? Why don't you just beat them at their own sport and like, even if we decide to take this over, you have no chance. I
but a
would
few
dominate.
drinks in you, if you can have them at work, it may not be bad.
No, cornhole's fun. That's the thing. I was very skeptical about cornhole when I first heard it. I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking? And then, of course, I was hammered. And it was one of the few things you can still do drunk
Yeah.
as fuck. It's like, I just underhand it.
My attention's, I
Yeah.
can't. I just ADHD. I saw it be played twice in my life because, again, Italian from the Bronx, so it wasn't like we were playing cornhole. I don't.
You know there's a new
I
white
have no
sport.
interest in
Did
it.
you know there's a new white sport? Cornhole was the white sport that really took off. But then there's this game that came out because this white dude asked me, he was like, you want to go to Central Park and play slat ball? What is, there was that little circle around and everybody's like hitting it and running around.
I've seen
You've
that.
seen that game?
I don't-
That is
yeah.
the new white game.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
the
yeah.
name of it, but that is the
I
new
thought
white sport.
pickleball was the new
Pickleball
white
is
game.
the rich white sport. I love pickleball.
This
I
is
never
even-
said it.
this
I
is
love
the-
pickleball is so fun because I can't play tennis. Pickleball was dope. I loved it. It's a great workout. I'm not gonna talk shit on pickleball. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
But it's that little slap ball game that they play.
It's
now.
the new hacky sack.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
And white
yeah.
people go dumb.
The same exact person who used to play hacky sack.
He does a slap ball thing.
Yeah, it's like they're listening to Jerry Garcia, like Grateful Dead music
Green Day.
and Green Day.
This conversation couldn't prove more that I am not white.
Say-
Because
she was
I
like,
have,
"Who the fuck is
I
Green
actually
Day?"
even lost interest in it. Just how boring it is.
I've only
on
seen it
air,
in
on
Central
air. I'm
Park.
bored.
Next
On
question.
air.
All right, let's find an Italian one. I voted for Trump. There we go.
No.
There he is.
Home
Sweet home.
Oh, George in Long Island. I voted for Trump, and my wife voted for Kamala. Now she's so upset at me that she won't sleep with me. Should I have just voted for Kamala? That's the question.
I don't think you ever change your political views for some pussy.
Oh, I disagree. I would say
I
yes.
disagree.
I would say yes. Your vote doesn't count anyway. So keep your marriage together.
You know what? I actually like that perspective because you're right. The Electoral College makes the decision, so my vote probably doesn't really count. Yeah, for the sake of keeping the household together, I'd say just go with what she goes.
If it's going to be that serious of an issue,
Depends on what tax bracket you're in. If you really got money, though, you're like, baby, this is actually going to affect us if we don't vote for Trump. So,
well, that's a different question. So then that's bringing them to your side.
It just depends.
Either way, it should be worked out in
I
advance.
voted for Kamala because I have a daughter, and because Trump's tax shit doesn't affect me because I don't make enough money. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go with what will affect me, my daughter's future.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But if I made enough money, I have no shame in saying if I made enough money, I'd vote for Trump. If I made enough money, I would have. It doesn't affect me.
So should George have just done it? Just voted for Kamala?
I will say this, and I will not say who I voted for,
Yeah.
but I said to my husband, your vote may not count in New York State, but your vote counts in this house.
Agreed.
Kamala.
I'm not going to say. I think if you really, this is what I did this year, and this is the thing I could say the most, that I think this has nothing to do with it, but he should do this next time. Just do the mail order one, with the one that comes to your house. And you can look up people and really get to know, because your
talking
vote
about buying
really
women?
counts. No.
Oh.
Your
about
vote
local
should really
elections.
count on local elections.
Yeah.
And really look up your people and go by that. Because no reason to fight with your wife over something that's not
The
gonna
presidential election is not a reason to ruin something.
No.
Yeah, you're right. Local. My neighbor across the hall, Celeste, she ran for something. I voted for her. She won. Now I don't even know what she won. Or somebody asked me, well, was she a Democrat or Republican? I was like, I have no
don't know.
idea.
I voted for her. Yeah.
They were like, what's her political positions? I'm like, no idea.
I know
Right.
her. She gives me butter.
Yeah, she lives across the hall. I agree. Go all politics.
Or
is
you
local.
could just lie and say I voted for Kamala because she would
That's-
never fucking know.
Actually, that's the solution.
Why would you not? There's not going to see your ballot. Be like,
That's
babe,
the
of course I
solution.
voted for Kamala.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Disagree?
Like, how would you know if your husband like voted against what you told him? Like, this household matters, and you would never know. He could just be like, "Yeah, babe, of course I got your back."
No, I'm Italian, so we have different ways of overseeing things. No,
You went in the ballot booth. With him?
I'm like, yeah,
You
I'm
hack
like,
into his phone
like, hey.
as he's
Right.
voting, and you can see through his camera to who he's voting for.
Listen, listen. You know who you married, and she knows who she married. So
Wait, you have a wife?
no.
No.
I'm
He's
saying
talking
Oh
about,
my-
he's
I
talking
did
about
not know
George
that.
in Long Island.
She knows who she
George.
married. Gotcha.
she knows
Yeah.
who she
Got
married.
it. All right. Last question for the show. Joe, we got time? Yeah. Okay, last question for the show, and then we're going to do one more on Patreon,
for the
so stick
Patreon.
around. All right, this is Drew in Detroit. He says, my daughter is the only white kid in her preschool. She started greeting people at church this week by saying, "What up, doe?"
Real.
Should I stop that, or should I let it go?
Hell nah. Let her be her.
Okay.
Because kids grow out of this. It's a phase. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should nip that in the bud. She's in preschool. So she's literally repeating what she hears.
Yeah.
And if you're in Detroit, she's going to run into Mo Blacks and she do white. What up, though, is a very common greeting. So you probably going to get some real cool
In
points.
church, yeah.
Yeah. What up, though?
He said most people. I talked to him. So he sent it in, and then he sent another thing saying that most people find it funny.
I mean, I would find it hilarious because I would dap her up like a gangster, like, "What up, dog?"
Right, come on. She's a
You
product
left
of
me
her
hanging.
environment. Yeah, I mean, he's
And then he gives me a fucking interview handshake on the "What up," though. Don't grab me with both hands, Turner. That disgusted me. That was an interview handshake. When you say "What up," though, you
How
gotta
do you
give
do
me,
it? Do it.
"What up, though?" Shit.
And then what was that last thing you did at the end with your finger?
I just normally always do the gun because I mean,
It's just finger guns.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
All right.
I felt like that was some shit. South Carolina. Plenty of people do that. You don't have to say pew, pew, but you just, you know what I mean? It's just like, I see you, my
All
man.
right.
I see you, baby.
I remember when my niece was 3, she had a British accent, and they realized it was because she was watching Peppa Pig all the time. From
That's
Virginia.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
I
full on.
I would
British
make her
accent.
watch it every day. I'm like, we need one.
They were okay with
We
it.
need one Brit.
Listen, they're sponges and it's fun. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah. All right, go for it, Drew. All right, now final thing before we go, Joe Russell, white lies, dark truths. What did we get right? What did we get
Hold
wrong?
on.
This
So
episode?
she knows white lies and dark truths is all we fact checked ourselves. So anything that
Okay.
might be questionable, Joe looks up to
Okay.
see.
including you. So
Including me. Let's
See
find
if
out.
you're really
Am
Italian.
I really white?
yeah.
What's up, folks?
Hey.
Yo, so first of all, we talked about Tara possibly being black, and she's from Sicily. So the North African male contribution to Sicily was estimated between 0 and 7.5%. So
Y'all ain't black.
I wasn't saying I was black.
At the most, she could be 7.5% North
I think I was
African.
more on my 23andMe, but we'll have to go to the video.
So you know what? And that makes sense because on my 23andMe, I'm 11.5% Glasgow. And I ain't never been to Scotland. You know what I'm saying? So I get that.
Specifically Glasgow, the city.
That's,
Yeah, they put it on there,
Yeah.
Glasgow.
And then, so you guys are talking about politics. Today, only 21% of marriages are politically mixed, and nearly 4% are between Democrats and Republicans. So the other 17% are like other mixes of,
Libertarians.
yeah.
And green.
Yeah. all
So
that
most
stuff.
people marry in their political party, is what you're saying.
So only 4% are Republican and Democrat.
Oh yeah,
Which is
everybody.
crazy.
Yeah,
I thought
they
that
marry within
that
their
can't
views.
be true.
Or it's what you were saying. It was somewhere along the way, one person convinces the other person to join them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet it's more that.
Yeah, I bet you it's like my
Definitely.
husband's a Republican, so fuck rights.
Yeah.
yeah,
Or my wife's a Democrat, so I'm in.
right.
Yeah.
All right, that is it. That's the episode. Everybody, Patreon subscribers, stick around. You get one more question. That's it. Tara, enjoy your tour next year. Everybody else, stay black.
Ciao.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to